Hi, I'm Rui Chen. This is my video demonstration of FSE Chat Room. I'm going to talk about the purpose, design, technological structure of my application, and finally show a live demo of my chat room. So first, about the purpose. This is a simple web-based chat room application that user can persistently register for the chat room and log in or post new message. They could view others' chat message and receive instant message when someone else posts new one. And besides, they could leave the chat room gracefully through the logout. Then, about the high-level design of my application. This chat room could divide into three different parts, which are database, backend, and frontend. I choose MyCircle as database, which is a relational database. So its relational schema is like this. It contains two tables, post and account. The post has 4 fields, and the account has 2 fields, and they have a relationship of one-to-many. Then about technology I chose in my application. In server-side, I use MyCircle as database and use Node.js as server environment with the Express to develop. I use Session to implement authentication and Socket to implement instant updates. So in the client side, I use JavaScript with jQuery to interact with users. I use HTML rendered by EJS. Because I use Session, the cookie is also used to store the user identifier in the client side, and of course the Socket client. Besides, I use CSS to control the style sheets. Now let's move to the code structure of my application. I use Express generator to initialize the entire folder. To be specific, the entire project starts at the www file, which creates an HTTP server and a socket server. The variable app contains all the configuration of HTTP server, which is written in the app.js file. So the app variable is actually the express object, which configures the session and sets the view path, sets the static path, and also configs the routers, like index router, user router, and also post router. Here, this is the middleware which is used to authenticate the user, which means if the request contains session object, it will go to next. Otherwise, it will create a 401 error. And finally, this is 404 not found and also error handling. Then about the routers, the index router is the home page of the chat room. Then about the user page. The user page will get to respond to get method and to post method to the URL login and register. So when the user sends the login post method, the server will query to the database and check whether the password is right or not. If the password is same, it will redirect to the post page. Otherwise, it will send an error message. And for register, the server will also create a query to account table because the username is the key of the table, so it can be duplicated. And also the logout feature is implemented here. When the user clicks logout, the session will be destroyed. Finally, about the post page, I create a socket client here. The socket client will listen to the updates event. If the update event is received, it will create a new element to the bulletin and scroll to the bottom of the page. That's the key to implement the instant update feature. And also, when a user wants to send a new post, they could click the post button or press the enter, which is called the send function here, and send a socket event to the server. The server will receive that event and insert a new record into post table, then emit update feature to all the clients. Now I'm going to show the live demo of my application. So if we are a new user, I could use the T1 as my username and the password 123, then click register. See, the register succeeds. So if another user also want to use T1 as their username, it will fail because username T1 already exists. Then about the login, if the user enter a wrong password, it will fail and give a prompt that password or account is error. Now let's log in. So when user log in, they could see previous message that posted by other users. When they want to send new message, they could add click the post button, or just press the enter. Now let's register another user, say like Q2 and 123. So when one user tries to send a message, the other will receive the instant update, like that. When the user wants to leave the chat room, they could simply press the logout button, and they can't go back to the post page because they need to log in first. So that's all for my video demonstration. Thanks for watching.